What a great day for a trail run. See those clouds starting to build here in Colorado. It's probably going to rain this afternoon, but right now it's perfect. Before I came out for this run, I was reading an article recently that was in Runner's World, which slowly but surely has been putting a little more trail running stuff in. And the article had in its headline something about safety. And I was thinking about safety and trail running and how the article kind of has it backward. In fact, Runner's World has it backward. Runner's World is really kind of a road runners magazine. Trail running is one of the safest things you can do. And when I think about the injuries I've had were in road running, not in trail running. I've taken a few falls, but it's all right. The author pointed out that you got to watch it. You know, when you go running, you should probably take a cell phone, and you should probably be with somebody. It's nice to have company. And yeah, sometimes it's fun to run with people. I like to do that once in a while. But I love the solitude of the backcountry. I think that's one of the great advantages of trail running, is you can get far from the madding crowd. And that cell phone, a lot of times where I've run, which is in the Tetons and the Gros Ventres and the Rockies and the Canadian Rockies and the Cascades, you're in places where there's no cell coverage, so it's not going to help you a ton. Sometimes it's good to run with a dog. I was glad to have my dog. I ran into some lions one time, and I think maybe the dog made the lions think a little bit about what they were out there for, and if this was a good idea to think of me as food, or maybe they didn't think about that at all. They just went, anyway, they went on about their lives, and there were no problems. I have run all over the place on all kinds of trails, in all kinds of weather, many seasons of the year, and I've never had instances of being very threatened. And I've run into bears, I've run into coyotes, and I think it's more dangerous probably in most cities where you got muggers. But the most dangerous thing is the pavement and the way it pounds you. And you're going to find more repetitive injuries from running on pavement than you'll ever find up here when you're running trails. The beauty of trail running is as your foot comes down, it never comes down the same way twice. You do have, and I loved it, the article had a definition of uneven surfaces. Yeah, the surfaces up here are uneven. There's rock, there are gullies, there are roots, there are stumps. And that's what makes trail running fun. You've got to pay attention to what you're doing. And the article suggested you should stop and walk over those things. Maybe when you haven't trail run very much, that's true, but I think even if you're an old guy like me, your brain knows what to do. And when you come to those things, it knows whether you can clear it or not. And it's kind of fun, and it's another dimension. A little plyometrics gets worked into your routine because you're jumping a little bit. So there are advantages there too. I do think it's a natural thing to be out in hills instead of looking at a clock and say, I'm going to sprint for a minute, and I'm going to walk for a minute, sprint for a minute, walk for a minute. You've got a natural interval workout built in. I've worn a heart rate monitor, and I watch my pulse go up near its max, come back down, go back up, because it'll lighten up on the downside. It goes harder on the upside. You can push it hard. Hill running is a great thing because it engages. University of Georgia did a study, 9–10% more of your muscles are involved when you go up a hill. So there are tremendous advantages to trail running that I think make road running pale by comparison. Road running's good for one thing, and that's if you're training to race on a road, because it's very, very specific. Most other times, it's better to be on a trail. It's easier on your body. It's infinitely more beautiful. I would take that cell phone. In case you get eaten by a bear, they'll find that pile of scat and they'll know where you are. Hope to see you out here. One more thing. That was just a joke about the cell phone. You'll be safe. Hope to see you out here.